My dear students of class 10, hope all of you are safe and sound in your beautiful homes. In my last video of your class, I discussed up to the formation of different types of ionic compounds. Today, I shall start from the characteristic properties of ionic compounds. So, in my last class I have discussed that what are ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are formed by transferring of electron from one atom to another atom. Now they have some characteristics properties. First is the state. Generally, ionic compounds are solid crystalline state. Ionic compounds are generally crystalline solids. As the force of electrostatic attraction between cation and anions is very high or very strong. Second is the melting point and boiling point. Generally, ionic compounds have very high melting point and boiling points. As because of the same reason, there is strong attractive force between the ions or among the ions. So they will attract each other, and that is why the melting point and boiling point of ionic compounds are very high compared to the covalent compounds that I will discuss later. Next point is C, that is the volatility nature. Volatility. Generally, the ionic compounds are non-volatile due to strong electrostatic force of attractions among the ions. Next, fourth point is the density. Ionic compounds usually have high density. Next, fifth is the solubility. Ionic compounds are polar in nature, so they generally will dissolve in polar solvents like waters, but they are insoluble in non-polar organic solvents. We can think about benzene or carbon tetrachloride, carbon disulfide. Next point 6, that will be the conduction of electricity. Conduction of electricity. Generally, ionic compounds in their solid state are bad conductor of electricity, but in molten state or in aqueous solution they can carry currents, because in solid state the ions are held together by strong attractive force, and so these ions are not free. But in molten state the ions are free because of heat energy. The attraction force between the ions or among the ions decreases. Or we can think about in solution state. If we dissolve some ionic compound in water, then there will be generation of free ions. Because of these free ions, they can conduct electricity. So, ionic compounds are good conductors of electricity in molten state or in aqueous solution. Next point, dissociation. Ionic compound dissociates in water and they generates ion, and that is why these ions can conduct electricity. Next point is chemical reaction. The rate of chemical reaction for ionic compounds is very fast because of the presence of free ions. We can think about the addition of silver nitrate into a sodium chloride solution, then instantaneously, fraction of second, there will be formation of silver chloride. So the type of reaction is very fast. Next is electrolysis. Ionic compounds undergo electrolytic decomposition on passing electricity through aqueous solution of ionic compounds or in molten state. But its solid state, it will not show this type of behavior. So these are the characteristics, properties of the ionic compounds. And our next topic is covalent bond or covalent compounds. First we have to understand what is covalent bond. Next, covalent bond. Covalent bond is a type of bond that is formed by mutual sharing of electrons between two atoms. Generally, non-metallic atoms take part in covalent bonding. First, we can think about the example of hydrogen molecule. Each hydrogen has one electron. So, they will share this electron to get the nearest duplex structure of helium. So, we will get a bond. That bond is formed by sharing of electron, that is sharing of electron. And the type of bond is covalent bond. And we can take another example like Cl2. In case of Cl2, there are 7 electrons. There is 7 electrons in each chlorine atom. Now, chlorine is not using all electrons. To get the nearest noble gas structure, that is the argon structure, one chlorine will give one electron, another chlorine will give one electron, and they will share this electron pair and get the nearest noble gas structure. So they will share this electron, one electron, and forming one covalent bond. So in this way, the bond present between two chlorine atom in chlorine molecule is covalent bond. So that is a covalent bond. Next, we will discuss that based on the bond multiplicity, there may be 3 types of covalent bond. So that is the type of covalent bond based upon bond multiplicity. One is single covalent bond, second one is double covalent bond, and third one is the triple covalent bond. In case of single covalent bond, the bond is formed by sharing of one electron pair between two atoms. We can think about the hydrogen. Here, this is called single covalent bond. As we have shown that there is sharing of one electron pair. Okay, we can think about fluorine, chlorine, bromine. All bond is formed by the sharing of one pair of electrons between two atoms. So these are single covalent bond. Now if we take the example of oxygen, each oxygen atom has 6 electrons. So they will share two electron pairs. So oxygen is sharing two electron pairs and forming double covalent bond. So here between two oxygen atom, two covalent bond is present, and here bond multiplicity is 2. So this is called double covalent bond. So this is double covalent bond. Next one is triple covalent bond. Triple covalent bond is formed by the sharing of 3 pairs of electrons between two atoms. We can think about nitrogen molecule. In nitrogen molecule, each nitrogen atom has 5 electrons. So they will share 3 electron pairs. And there is formation of triple covalent bond. So this one is triple covalent bond. This is triple covalent bond. As bond multiplicity between two nitrogen atoms is 3, as 3 covalent bond is present. And tetracovalent bond between two atoms is not possible. As between two atoms there will be only one sigma bond and maximum 2 pi bond. That you can understand in higher classes and I shall discuss later. Next is covalency. What is covalency? Covalency is the number of electrons that is shared by an atom during the formation of covalent bond. We can think about hydrogen molecule, as each hydrogen atom is sharing one electron, so its covalency will be 1. Next, we will discuss the condition for the formation of covalent bond. So next, condition for the formation of covalent bonds. First conditions are generally atoms are non-metals. So non-metallic atoms. So non-metallic atoms generally form covalent bond, as they have very high ionization potential. Second one, electronegativity difference. Electronegativity difference. If the electronegativity difference between two atoms is small or 0, then the type of bond is covalent bond, because there will be sharing of electron. But if the electronegativity difference is very high, then there will be transferring of electron. That will be there will be formation of then ionic bond. And third is the electron affinity and ionization potential. If the elements or atoms have very high value of electron affinity and ionization potentials, generally they will form covalent type of bonds. Now we will discuss some covalent compounds, their electron dot structure, and some of them we will discuss their atomic or orbit structural diagram. First we want to discuss the formation of water molecule. In water molecule, what will be the central atom? Generally the atom which is bigger in size, that is the oxygen here, that will be the central atom. So here oxygen has 6 electrons in its outermost shell, and there is 2 hydrogen and each hydrogen containing 1 electron. Now there will be sharing of electron. Oxygen will give 1 electron to each hydrogen atom, and there will be 2 covalent bonds. And this is the electron dot structure of water. So here one covalent bond is formed between one oxygen and hydrogen, another is between another hydrogen and oxygen, same oxygen. Now here these 2 electron pair remain unshared. They are called lone pair of electrons. Next I will discuss the orbit structural diagram. This is the electron dot structure. Next, orbit structural diagram. Here we have to show the orbit. First we are taking that hydrogen. It has 1 electron. Next we will take the oxygen. This one is oxygen atom, another hydrogen atom combined. Now there will be sharing of electron. So this is the water molecule. Here inner shell is K shell of oxygen containing 2 electrons, and valence shell contains 6 electrons. So hydrogen gives 1 electron and oxygen also gives 1 electron, and they are sharing forming 1 bond. That is the 1 bond, and another bond is the right side. There is also sharing of 2 electrons. Another covalent bond is formed, and 2 electron pairs remains on the oxygen atom. They are called lone pairs. So this is the orbit structural diagram. So both are important in your syllabus. So you have to practice both electron dot structure of different types of molecules as well as orbit structural diagram. Next we will take the examples of other molecules. Next we will discuss the structure of ammonia molecule. So nitrogen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons in its valence, and there will be 3 hydrogens, each hydrogen containing 1 electron. So each nitrogen share 1 electron with 1 hydrogen, and hydrogen also give 1 electron. So in this way there will be formation of 3 covalent bond. So the structure will be like this. And that is the electron dot structure of ammonia molecule. That is the electron dot structure of ammonia molecule. Next we will discuss methane molecule. In case of methane molecule, carbon has 4 valence electron and there is 4 hydrogen atom, each hydrogen containing 1 electron. So carbon will share 1 electron with each hydrogen and forming 4 covalent bonds. So this is the structure of methane molecule. So in this case there are 4 covalent bonds, but in this methane molecule there is no lone pair. Lone pair we will discuss just after this. Next we can think about CCl4, that is carbon tetrachloride. In carbon tetrachloride, each carbon has 4 electrons and each chlorine has 7 electrons. So there will be 4 chlorine, 1 carbon atom. So each carbon will give and 1 electron, and chlorine will give 1 electron and they will share. In this way there will be formation of 4 CCl bond. And you have to show the lone pair also here. So the structure will be like this. And here also you show the lone pair of electrons. So in this way we can easily understand the formation of different types of covalent bond. Now we want to discuss another classification based upon the polarity. Covalent bonds may be 2 types. One is polar covalent bond, another is non-polar covalent bond. So based on this we can say that there may be 2 types of covalent compounds. One is polar covalent compounds, another is non-polar covalent compound. In polar covalent compounds, the shared pair of electrons between 2 atoms are unequally distributed and there is formation of partial positive and negative charge. We can think about HCl molecule. In case of HCl molecule, we know that the chlorine has more electronegativity value compared to the hydrogen. So chlorine will attract the bonding pair electron towards itself, and then there will be unequal distribution of this bonding electron pair. So there will be partial negative charge on chlorine atom and partial positive charge on hydrogen atom. So now this bond becomes polar and the compound is also polar compound. Now if we think about the non-polar compound, in non-polar compounds the bonding electron pairs are equally distributed between 2 atoms. We can think about hydrogen molecule. Here both the atoms have same electronegativity. So here the bonding pair electron is equally distributed. So there will be no generation of partial charge. So this is non-polar covalent compounds. We can think about other polyatomic complex polyatomic molecules like CCl4, BF3, CH4. Although there is present of polar bond, CH bond is polar, but the 3 CH bond moments will be cancelled by 1 CH bond moment and their dipole moment will become 0. So these type of molecules are non-polar. In case of BF3, if we think about CCl4, all polar bond moments will be cancelled by the group moments of other atoms. So this type of bonds, this type of compounds are called non-polar covalent compounds. That also you have to understand. And the last thing that I will discuss in covalent bonding, that lone pair of electrons. What is lone pair of electron? Lone pair of electron is a pair of electron that is not shared by or with any other atoms. If we think about the water molecule contains two lone pair. We have already drawn the structure, V-shaped structure. So here each oxygen atom in water molecule has two lone pairs. But if we think about methane molecule, CH4. So if we draw the structure, all electrons of carbon are shared and also hydrogens, all electrons are shared. So there is no unshared pair of electrons. That is why in CH4 the number of lone pair is 0. If we think about ammonia molecule, the number of lone pair is 1. If we think about CCl4 molecule, the number of lone pair of electron is 12. There are 12 lone pair of electrons in CCl4. So in this way we can easily understand the concept of lone pair. So today up to this, and in my next class I will discuss the characteristic properties of covalent compound. Please stay at home and stay safe. Thank you.